What's up, guys? I'm doing this video to teach a non-drop line style of sewing a net. Some people do this. I don't think it's the most common way. Most people I know that sewing are doing a drop line. Again, I don't know if that's the term everybody uses, but I call it a drop line because that line drops all the way down to the bottom of your net, or where the bottom of your net would be. So first things first, however you're starting, if you use a ring like me, or you're doing the rope across, whatever it may be, just that's what you're tying onto. But this way, you're just gonna start. So drop line style, I would take this tag end and run it long. I explained this before, like if I'm doing a 10-foot net, I'm gonna run it like 12 foot plus, because it's better to have it longer than too short. So you're just gonna run it past the length of your intended net. Of course, if you're doing a 10-footer, you're likely doing whatever length of skirt, so you want to run it way past anyway. But basically, you're gonna start here, how I showed you guys how to start a net. If you haven't watched those videos, watch those videos. But basically, this video is also showing how to start a net. I've talked about how to turn this into a picot. So if you're doing a picot last, you could be doing this. I'm doing this just for the sake of showing a non-drop line. Okay, so I tied on one loop. Now this tag end, I'm gonna cut it off. Okay, now however you're getting to this point, I don't know, is the way you get to it. But I'm just showing it the way I would do this. You know what I mean? But I'm doing this video because I believe his name is Keko Balasi. I don't know how you pronounce your last name. I hope I'm not butchering it, but Keko Balasi. He's asking, how do you complete one round of a non-drop line? Because I believe he's sewing non-drop line style. Now I'm not gonna sew a full 20 eyes because, again, I'm just doing this for a tutorial, right, on how to connect at the end. Because he's going all the way, he's doing his eyes, and then he doesn't know how to connect it back. So that's what this video is for. If you're doing a non-drop line net, you know, I might even save some time and do it more. Oh no, I gotta do this style of knot for starter. Because I believe some people are doing their nets this way. Now I'm just doing it sloppy, okay? So don't look at it as if like, man, what is this guy doing right now? That's not what he's been trying to teach. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just gonna do a decent amount just so that it's a little easier to work with than if I did like just 4 or something. A little bit more. This is a good example for me to talk about starting your first row. You see how I'm going way out here? Don't do that, okay? Like I said, I'm just doing this sloppy because it's just for the sake of connecting. How do you connect when you go all the way back around? Because I did make a video on how to try to tie to your drop down line, but what if you're not doing a drop down line? Okay. You see how now the lengths of these are different, yeah, because I'm allowing myself to tie way out here. when I shouldn't. I should be keeping everything real tight. Here I should be pulling off eyes already. And it all depends on what you're using to start. If you're using a small ring like me, then you want to pull eyes off sooner than later, so that you keep everything straight up. Now, is this a right or wrong? I don't know. I can't tell you. I wouldn't know if this is like a, what the hell happened here? Like, is this an old school way still of tying if you don't do a drop line? Maybe, maybe not, because I don't I haven't been around for the whole history of Hawaiian net making, you know. So I wouldn't be able to tell you if people were doing this from day one, or it was just a way that came to be about because people was having trouble with the drop line, so they did other ways. Okay, let's say right here, this is all the way. I went all the way, did my first 20 or your first 60 or 40s or whatever. You can choose all kinds of numbers. Yeah, that's why it doesn't have to be a 20 or a 60. You could do anything divisible by 2s, 4s, 6s, 8s, 10s. That's the kind of the idea. We could talk about it, but there's no point right now because then you get a little more advanced with the math. If you're not good at the math, stick to the 20 start. Okay, so say that this is the last one I sold. Now I want to connect all the way back to my first one, right? That's here. Now, instead of going up through my ring, I'm gonna pick up that loop. This one. This is where I have to connect to, right? See it? So, Kiko's question, how do you connect this? Right? To make full circle. Fucking dog would start now. Okay? So, find your first eye. When you've sewn your last, find your first. And you're just gonna pick up that loop. Like this, right? If you could find it with your gauge still on, you should be able to, but I pulled that off just for the sake of showing it. Now, I picked up that loop, and all I'm gonna do is knot it. Okay, then I'm gonna cut it. Now this is where it's different because in a drop line, you wouldn't cut this line. This, you're gonna keep going until you run out of line here, or it breaks. With this style, non-drop line style, you're cutting it every row. Every time you do you come down to the next row. Okay, so you see I have a full circle. Yeah. Again, I'm not counting these eyes because I'm not doing an actual net. We're just showing how to connect. Now, oh my god, it's fucking dog, bro. Okay, it's not my dog, bro. I'm sorry, guys. If it was my dog, trust me, I'd do something. Now, I'm gonna just pick an eye. Any eye, it doesn't matter which one you pick. Because you're gonna go all the way around anyway. And same thing as you started. When you started in the beginning. Not that. Oh, that slipped. But anyway, so your knot's all good, not slipping. I'm getting slipping here, so let's just pretend. Okay, so you tie it onto an eye. That, right? Trim your tag end off. Get your gauge. continue on. My shit's all off because it's slipping. I'll be able to fix it when I go all the way around. Tie. Well, I should be just doing simple knots because I don't need this to be super solid. It's just an example. Fucking dog is a maniac. Here. Okay, I gotta turn this inside out. Get the right way. Sorry. Here we are. Okay. Again, whatever knot style you're tying, whatever is comfortable for you, whatever's working for the brand and size line you're using, also do so. I'm just doing it simple here because I feel like once you get past the first, you don't need to double up because you have the V already, the bottom of another eye. So, you know, if you're tying like this, that's fine. Or if you're doing just a 1-2. Okay. We are almost all the way around. Okay, so again, we're all the way back around. What I need to do is pick up here. Okay, so I'm all the way back around to this first eye. Let me take this off so you can see it. Yeah, like that. This has to go here, right? So pick up here. And flick up that eye because it slipped. I'm not pulling that hard in because, you know, the line kept breaking earlier. I said I don't really like this line, but I use this stuff for examples. So I'm not using up the good line, the better line that I use. All right, so there you have it. Let's start off with our ring. If you are using a ring, if not, whatever you're tying onto. Why is this not making a circle? Okay. Oh, excuse me. We have our gauge. So, right up and around right? I determined how long I wanted this here. However, long you want it. Oh shit, sorry. Tie my knot. Fuck. Then tie the knot. Oops, wrong color. Down around the gauge. Up, knot. And we continue this on all the way till we got back around, right? Now, we're gonna look at this from a top-down view. And here, around the gauge. Okay. So let's say all the way around. And we're back at the beginning. Let's do one more so we can zoom this in better. Here. Well, let's make this one a bit more correct. Okay. Now, this is where Keiko is getting stuck. Doesn't know how to connect here. And I assume he probably kept thinking he had to go up here somehow. But it's not right. What we do is you go here. Pick up this loop, tie knot. Okay? And you look at it. We come full circle. Then when we start the next row, we tie on. Repeat the process. And again, go here, tie knot here. And then so on and so forth. And we get to a Pumana roll. Tie on. Well, say we're doing every eye. If we're doing a 20 start, tie on, Pumana. If you don't know how to Pumana, you should be watching the Pumana video. Okay, and so on and so forth. So that's a non-drop line version. What the difference is, we'll talk about I'll show again with a drop line just for the sake of comparison. With a drop line, we would run this super long line and then come up and repeat the process. When we get here, we would tie there. And then we drop down. Okay? You see how that works? wouldn't be like there, but you know what I mean. This line keeps going around like this. This is when I came here to here. Tie there. Right there. And that's how your drop line works. That's why I call it a drop line, because from the top of your net, it drops all the way down. It spirals around like this. So if you yeah, you have one of your nets, you could try and find it, especially if you have different colors, because usually that drop line will stay the original color. Um, damn it, I could show you never mind. I think you guys get the gist of it. But yeah, I think that's it, man. So Kekoa, I hope that helps. If you keep sewing non-drop line, then that's how you connect. You know, basically just tying back onto that first knot. Oh shit, sorry, it would come here, and then tie on, and then tie on. Yeah, tie on here. You would just knot where you started. So say I'm starting here. I go all the way around. I go right back to where I started and knot it. And that's how you complete your row for non-drop line. Okay, cool. Shoots.